Divine Spirit of God, perfect and holy being of all creation, these are not words, but a symbol of the truth and a declaration that is being called for in every heart to return to the one heart. When you have at last accepted the divinity, the perfection, the innocence of God, you will accept the divinity, the perfection, and the innocence within. Your declaration and your devotion to the truth is the purpose of the journey. To be led by love, to allow the Spirit to show you the way, the Spirit of love, in all of its splendor, in all of its wisdom. That wisdom has the capacity and is the entire power of the universe and has no trouble communicating, has no restrictions on communicating to you and with you in every moment. The mind trap that thinks it knows is like a loudspeaker that camouflages the voice of love. All reactions, all assessments, all therefores, all conclusions, all concepts of the world, of the temporary, booms with its loud voice in the illusion that it brings you safety. The insanity really is that you believe that your relationship to pain and suffering is coming from somewhere other than your own mind, your own belief that your mind is your friend. The mind has split. There is a divine mind of God that is all love. This mind, this divine mind, this wisdom, this divine intelligence has no relationship to the mind of the ego. It has no relationship, and there are no overlaps. It is all a pretense of the mind of the ego in a convincing voice that you have believed that it knows something, and you have relied on that in the upside down belief that it does protect you from some outside threat, when the Trojan horse, the pain and suffering, is coming from the mind that you've made. The self-hatred that runs the mind is the ruse of the belief of separation. There's no reality to it. But when you believe in your mind, your assessments, your observations, your conclusions, your reactions, your emotions, there's a constant word here, your. Something that has been self-made, self-proclaimed. It has no legitimacy. It has no purpose other than to affirm that there is a you that is separate from the truth of love. The addiction to control, to wanting to be able to think ahead and to know what it all means, has an insatiable appetite. And that insatiable appetite pushes and bullies its way into, I'm in charge, I know. And then it battles with itself between the self-hatred and the arrogance of proving worth, and finding wrongdoing outside. And in this battle, you believe that there will be a winner. But there will be no winner. The battle is only between the ego and the ego. Love doesn't battle. Love doesn't recognize battle. Love has no relationship to battle. Love has no relationship to problems. Love has no relationship to others. Love is the peace and the harmony and the joy of eternal life. That journey of love is so fearful that you project your fear onto other things in order to not surrender to the truth of love and allow the divine physician of love to have your mind, to have your heart, to transform what you cannot transform, to accept the miracles of love, to accept the mysteries of healing. Is to open to the humility of not knowing. All day, every day, within time. This is the constant offering, the constant gift of the moment. The questioning is to question the validity of reactions, to question the validity of all thoughts that are not inherently peaceful, inherently harmonious and joyful. Your belief in pain and suffering has transmuted itself into such a belief that it is ordinary that you don't necessarily recognize the pain and the suffering. You accept it as personality. You accept it as a way of being within the world, habits, all in the name of believing that gives you control. And all in the belief that it gives you knowing and that you don't have to step into awakening, into consciousness, to be present in what is. Love is all that there is. But it is not in the past, and it is not in the future. Love is here. No beloved who lives in the identity of separation lives here. Everyone lives in the past. These again are just words until the deep surrendering begins, the willingness to surrender what is known so that it can be illuminated, and surrendered again. In that surrender, healing occurs. In the surrender, you have invited the power of love to intervene, to pierce through the defense system that you have spent lifetimes building, all in identity, all in story, all in lies. And yet, healing is every moment. Healing is available every moment. It is yours for the asking, for the acceptance, for the willingness. To trust in the power of love cannot be known to you. It's not possible to have it known to you until you really surrender. That is the great calling and the great gift of not knowing. You participate, you willingly participate in surrendering the defense system that you've made and refuse to accept that there is a problem in any way. It doesn't matter what the problem looks like, feels like, tastes like, how many times it shows up. It's always the same. The belief that you are separate from God and that you are protecting something that has been self-made. In the belief of being a body, a temporary identification, and the fear of finding the divine spirit that you are, the divine spirit that you are. But that spirit is not separate. That spirit isn't and doesn't come in degrees and categories and levels and differences. None of that exists. And those are the traps of the insane mind that constantly wants protection and battle at the same time. And it never works. In a million years, it doesn't work. In this year, it doesn't work. In this moment, it doesn't work. Raising the white flag of love says, I don't know how to walk in this world and learn and accept and heal and remember the truth of love. You are never without the means to remember, because it's so simple. I don't know how to look on anything or how to respond. And in that, the simple relinquishment of the moment, healing arrives. Every beloved believes in the arrogance of the ego that you're supposed to figure out how to heal, how to maneuver through the mysteries of healing. There's nothing for you to do in healing except offer the yes. Nothing else. Does this disturb the ego? Yes, it does. Because the ego is built on doing, proving, winning. That's all doing. And all the while, the Spirit of Love is calling you to the silence, the quietness, so that you can hear the voice of God, the voice of love. Right now, in this moment, the voice of love. The willingness to just rest and hear the voice of love. As you listen with your heart, love speaks to you. That is the divine communion. That is the divine resting place. That is the release from the nightmare of the belief of separation. In this moment, surrendering the belief of the need to get, but accepting within that everything is already the blessed truth of love that is within you. It's just a discovery as you let go of what you think you know. Here in the infinite circle of love, there is only one. Your willingness to open the heart, to be available, undefended, and rest in the harmony of love is all that is called for. There is only one presence here. It is the life force of God. This is the journey to meet that life force of God that lives within, that is your divine spirit. And let that merge out of the concept of separation. The willingness to relinquish your life, relinquish the journey of what seems to be life, and let love lead. This sanctuary is filled with love. Love is all that exists. Nothing else is ever occurring. The mind can make up wars, battles, famine, death. It can make it seem so real that you have believed it and believed it and believed it. And it still is still just an illusion. The power of God is the power of healing. The power of God is the light that shines within you and that will lead you as you open your heart. This universe is all love. When you have a thought of something else, you have made the decision to say no to God. It's time to surrender the belief of pain and suffering that comes in its disguises of limitation, knowing, control, arrogance, suspicions, vengeance. It's a never-ending supply within the world of illusion. Now is the time to accept peace and harmony and joy and refuse the lies of separation. I will there be light is the cry of your heart. I will there be light. I join with the light because it is what I am called and what this journey is for. I will there be light because that is where the power of love is. I join God's will and will that there be light. Let this prayer penetrate through your heart. By your willingness for your heart to be pierced, your heart will be pierced. When you want your heart to be open and for your heart to lead you, your heart will be open and your heart will lead you. When you are willing to let go of the knowing of the past, you are available to being led. And don't be misled by the past. Everything that you think you know comes from the past. It has no other source. It has no other resource. It will not bring you to the truth of love. So let this prayer wrap itself in your heart in awareness of the truth. All I am, all I am, all I am is given to me. My mother gives to me, my father gives to me. All I am set free. I can forgive, I am forgiven. My mother gives to me, my father gives to me. I'm here to receive, I'm here to be forgiven. I will receive, I am forgiven. All I am, all I am, all I am is given to me. I'm here to receive. All I am, here to be given. All I am. The I am has no connection to the past, does not refer to the past, does not glean from the past, does not assess from the past, has no judgment with the past, and no opinions that come from the past. All I am is given from the divine. I've cried a lot and regretted all that has already passed. I'm now leaving everything that I have been yearning for with the past, and I'm going to go and live among the flowers. I'm going to go and live among the flowers with my Blessed Mother. The fears that have appeared are a great rebellion against God, used to protect a separation. Let's all, beloved, sing with love, with the Blessed Mother dispelling all use of fears, of knowing, of the belief of battle. I'm the child of the Blessed Mother. I recognize this power of love, and I drop to my knees with this power of love and accept the holy way of love. I call the force of love, I call the force of love to come and open my heart. The prayer of love. Choro muito e lamento tudo que já se passou. Deixo tudo só docemente vou viver no meio das flores. Vou viver no meio das flores, junto com a Virgem Maria. Os terrores que aparece essa grande rebeldia. Vamos todos, meus irmãos, vamos cantar com amor, para Deus e a Virgem Mãe nos defender desses terrores. Sou filho da Virgem Mãe, reconhece este poder. Chama força, eu chama força para vir nos defender. I call the force to open my heart. Every moment. The willingness to accept where the healing is coming from. The willingness to accept the power of love, and to, with courage, with trust, begin to relinquish the belief that there is something to control, and that the control will get you something. To begin to really want to recognize the insidiousness of what and how control uses everything in your identity. The willingness to accept that all of the fear that is used in all of its variations are just the rebellion against melting into God, opening the heart, and refusing anymore to try to defend anything. Everyone that has walked this earth has cried a lot and has spent all the time in the knowing of regret and self-punishment and projection of punishment and hatred, all of it has no meaning, has no purpose, has no truth, has no reality. It's a waste of time because it just delays the awareness of love. Why delay the purpose of your incarnation? Why spend another lifetime battling with ideas? Has no purpose. No purpose. It tried to prepare me. The clear night sky tried to prepare me for what it knew would someday open. It began to show me ever deeper aspects of its splendor. And then one evening, just directly asked, "Will you be able to withstand your own magnificence?" So far, no. I thought I was just hearing things until a spring orchard I was passing my days with at the height of its glory burst into song about our, every beloved's, destiny to burn with radiance. The destiny to burn with radiance. Still, I felt my ears were playing tricks on me until the morning came, when God tore open my chest, needing more room to bloom inside. I began to roll through the streets in ecstasy. Everyone thought I was crazy. Thank God. Everyone will someday know how blessed I was. You will. This is the journey of love. It doesn't have any resemblance to the perceived journey of separation. No resemblance at all to the perceived journey of the ego. Every aspect of your belief in success and failures within the world are being called to be surrendered. They have no purpose. Your conscious journey of love, when you are called because it is a calling, it's not a Sunday go to meeting life. It is not a halfway spiritual life. It is the core of your existence and the core of your purpose. And everything comes from that core. Your relationship to the temporary world is a healing and a teaching that this is your schoolroom. To learn how to walk in this world as the divine, as the truth of God. That has nothing to do with being an ego in the world. It's a completely conscious purpose. And it has no resemblance to life, a sleep life in the world. It has no relationship to it at all. For a while, it looks like you straddle two identities, keeping compromises and certain aspects of your life to be able to reserve a spot for yourself in case you want to go back. While you're reserving and holding a spot for yourself unconsciously through your knowing, through your assessments, through your opinions, through your particularly opinions about the world, about what you agree with and don't agree with about the world, instead of the deep surrender that you don't know how to look on anything in this world with clarity and with love, and that your schoolroom is to be shown how to be that love and walk in this world while you're still in a form that actually doesn't exist. This temporary form that you live in is that. It's completely temporary. It will not go anywhere with you. You will not take any of it into even another lifetime. It means nothing. You don't take credentials with you. You don't take accomplishments with you. World accomplishments do not go with you, nor do the perceived failures. They're all nothing. They're like you've been in a play that was non-stop running for 5,000 years, and you took your role so seriously that you believed it hook, line, and sinker. When the play is over, you don't take the play home with you. It means nothing. And all of the roles that you've given to everyone and that you've held as adamantly true are completely made up. No one is the role that you gave them. Not one is the role that you gave them. Not one thought that you have had of a beloved and who you think they are is authentic. They are the light of God, period. There's no other identity. There's no other story. There's no other anything. Every time you give someone and you affirm the roles that you give them, you dig yourself into the temporary life. You anchor yourself to the illusion, and you use it only for self-purpose. The ego is, if nothing else, is the entire belief of narcissism. There is nothing of the ego that is not based in narcissism. Now everybody has, the word narcissistic as something that they think they know. But it's everything that you have believed about a separate self. Because every relationship in the world is about self-promotion, self-protection, self-identification. Everything that you think you do, or think or say, that is not coming from the divine spirit of love, is completely for self-promotion, self-protection, self-advancement. It's no other way. Again, it's not a condemnation. It's just that this is everything that the ego is. It's camouflaged, absolutely camouflaged, in story after story, layer after layer after layer of the belief that it has other purposes. But where does the question arise? Who am I? What am I? What am I? And you're not going to answer it. That is your calling to God. What am I, please? Please. I'm here to learn. I'm here to meet the truth. I'm here wanting to remember. The narcissism of the ego is all-encompassing. It's not a condemnation. It's not different than anybody else. It's all the same. The distrust and the looking for the outside to somehow get something or have things different or better according to the mind is never going to have any healing. That is why the divine calls to offer love without conditions, because only in that will you step out of the little mind, the little what about me, the self-absorption that begins to recognize there is only offering. And when I'm willing to offer and open my heart, I'm taking a leap of faith. I'm offering light. I'm offering the truth without any knowing in it. The truth that has been given to you by God. The truth that comes through all sacred teachings. And those truths have to be accepted first and lived for them to awaken the truth within you. It isn't a knowing, it isn't that you know how to love, it's that you're willing to offer love, and in that willingness to offer love, awareness starts healing within you. because you're willing to offer love, because that's your intention. And that intention joins with the light of God and makes manifest the miracle of transformation. And you transform as you offer love. Because that is what the ego says no to the most vehemently. No, no, no to giving anything to anyone. It's all about me. Is it hidden? Somewhat. Do you have to find it? Yeah, somewhat. You have to be wanting and willing to have the lies exposed so they can be surrendered. Not so you can understand them, so that you can forgive yourself for these false beliefs that you made up. They were just mistakes. They weren't sins. They weren't condemnations. They weren't real. But you made them. And so you are the only one who can surrender them and choose to let love take you, to let love show you the way, to follow. And when love says in the sacred teaching, offer love, offer blessings, offer comfort, do not judge anything or anyone at all ever, that's the calling. It doesn't hedge. Truth is true. Lies are lies. There's no coming to some kind of compromise. The ego wants you to compromise because it wants to hold on to certain factions and let go of certain ones in order to keep you quiet. I am going to go and live among the flowers with my Blessed Mother is a declaration of I'm done. Not done being in a body necessarily, but done playing the game of protection, defense, which all comes through knowing. There's just no healing there. None. And there never will be. Every time that you have truly surrendered, you have touched that spark of light, that relief, that unburdening. You have felt the blessings of the miracle in your surrender. It's not to try to repeat it, it's to assure yourself that this is where you're going to put your faith and trust. Every day, every moment, I don't know, please lead me. Please lead me. Your wanting to be led will never be denied. Never be denied. And it will always be opened. The game is, the ego game that is actually going on is the fear of love. And to recognize that there is a fear of love that doesn't want to heal, that wants to keep the game going of a problem, of a battle, of an identity. But there is no love there. And every day that you surrender and keep coming back to that surrender is a day of healing. It's a day with divine purpose. It's a day that was its true purpose. Not, what did I win today? What did I protect today? What was I right about today? What did I hold in my mind, thinking how much I knew and assessed everyone? How many times a day do you assess someone? Assess a therefore. I see this and therefore it means this. I see this and therefore I know this. And all of it is used to keep the game going of the wanting of separation. But the funny thing is that every beloved convinces themselves that they're not doing that. But that isn't going on. Their thoughts are not assessing and judging and filled with opinions and filled with reactions and this is where the honesty has to come. The honesty has to come for you. This is the first place of love. There is no love in the denial of the ego's game. There's no love in the pretend innocence of I'm not judging anyone. They're judging me. There is never anything outside. Everything that you think you see outside is coming from your own mind. In the laws of God, there is only love. When you perceive something else outside, it is coming from your own mind. It isn't coming from someone else at all. Or something outside. It is not. It is all coming from your own mind. If it wasn't coming from your own mind, you would never heal. Because you would be in battle for eternity with the belief that there were others, that something was going on outside. Why have you believed this? Because this is the entire makeup of the ego, that is all hatred and yet wants to pretend that it's innocent, to protect and defend. But that hatred is constantly projected in order to try to get rid of the belief of unworthiness, the belief of wrongdoing, the belief of sin, the belief of... And these are all made up. None of it is true. But because it's believed in, it gets projected. That's all that the ego does, is project. It's projected an entire world of separation. Everything that you think you see in the world, you believe is a separate item. You believe it's all different. And you've given names to everything as different and separate. And given value to everything as separate. You don't see the light. you don't see the divinity and the divine that is all that there is. It's like this. No one has ever died. No beloved has ever died. There is no death. So, where do these beloveds go that don't die? They're right here. All life is right here. Because you can't see it, you believe in what you think you know. That's what you're letting go of, is everything that you think you know. All life is right here. The divine is here. All spirit is here. All the light is here. All the beauty, all the perfection is here. While you're in your identity of a separate self, and you're believing your projections, and you're believing your reactions and your thoughts, you aren't available to the real world that is here. Heaven is here. Peace is not a concept. Harmony is not a concept. Light is not a concept. Love is not a concept. It's reality. It's all that exists. And when you ask the divine to show you the truth, when you are willing to surrender what you think you know, show me, please. I'm willing to learn. I'm here to learn. I'm here. And I don't know anything. Show me the way. And that entire universe is in your spirit, waiting to be met. Not your spirit like the individual that you think you are, but the divine spirit, the oneness, all love. There are teachings that take you step by step into the truth. If you accept the basic teaching, I don't know what this, I've made something out of this chair that I believe I know. You could spend 10 years on surrendering what you think you know about that chair. Mm-hmm. Or you can surrender, really surrender, and accept, I don't know the truth of this divineness that is in the form of a chair, but I've given it all the meaning that it has, and it has no meaning that I have given it. It's the light of God. Your eyes, your knowing, your past, your belief in control, your belief in separation, tenaciously says, no, I want that chair to be a chair, because that's where I feel safe, is that that chair is a chair, and I count on that chair being a chair. It's the trust in the divine that is willing to take that leap of faith and be willing to let the form dissolve and the divine reveals itself. This comes through the heart. It's not the eyes. And yet, in the completion of healing, in the awakening, the eyes now become the servant of love. They're no longer personal items. They're the servant of love. The ears become the servant of love, hearing only a call for help, a cry for love, and the song of love. In the awakening of the universe, there is no more cry for help. There's no more call for love. There is only love expressed. But in the temporary, while you're walking on the earth in a temporary identity, these steps are essential in the relinquishment of what you know, because as long as you hold that you are right about what you think you know, you're not available for healing. And how are you going to surrender your heart when you won't surrender a chair? When you won't relinquish what you think you know in form and open to the possibility that nothing is as you see it. Nothing is as you have believed it. Nothing. That's where the humility really, it's a place of humility. The ego hates humility. Humility says, I'm undefended. Humility says, I don't have anything to protect or hold on to. Humility says, I accept the truth of love, the truth that everything is the divine. It began to show me ever deeper aspects of its splendor, the night sky. Began to show me ever deeper aspects of its splendor. Where is that? Where is that connection? It's in the stillness. It's in the asking, the invitation. This is just one aspect of the divine, the night sky. One aspect of the divine. Among millions, among everything. When you're in your mind and knowing you're not available for the night sky to speak to you and show you of its splendor, which is all part of healing, part of letting go of the form of the chair. You're letting go of your belief of what the night sky is. It isn't what you think it is. It's the divine. It's you. It's the light that you are. And then one evening, the night sky just directly asked, will you be able to withstand your own magnificence? How will you be able to withstand your own magnificence when you can't see the magnificence of the chair? That same resistance to love shows up in holding all forms as what you think you know that they are. You see a puppy, and you believe in the narcissistic identity of the ego that that puppy is there for your entertainment or for you to rescue. You don't see the divine being that is not that body at all. That is a divine being that has come in the form of fuzziness, but you have attached an identity to it from the past of what you decided a puppy was. And what it evoked in you as either you're going to get entertained by it, or you're going to rescue it, or you're going to have to take care of it because it's helpless. You've made all of these stories up about it, and you don't know the divine being that is there because you're not available. And the night sky is calling you. I thought I was just hearing things until a spring orchard I was passing my days with at the height of its glory burst into song. Are you available? Are you communing with the orchard? Are you communing with everything that is the life of God, the life force of God? This is humbling, because the narcissism of the ego says, no, it's my world. I'm the decider. I know everything. I know how to look on everything. I'm the assessor. I'm the concluder. It's all delay. It's all to delay the fear of losing control. When you're communicating and communing with the night sky or the spring orchard, do you feel in control? No. It's not possible to feel in control. You're opening to the oneness and letting that movement have its way with you. You're merging into the divine vibration of love. You're opening. You're stepping out of the body identity. You're dropping the body identity, and the spirit for a moment comes to life because your mind is still and it is open to that communion. This isn't magic, and it isn't for special people. It doesn't take specialness at all, because there is no specialness in love. It doesn't take talent. It's the willingness of your heart. It's the willingness of your heart to open past what you think you know, to drop what you think you know. That's the purpose of letting go of I know. Because there's no knowing in the divine sky. There's no knowing in the spring orchard. There's no knowing in all the divine beings that are moving and shifting and dancing here in this, right here, that you can't see, you can't hear, you can't communicate with. You can, but you're not available to it because you know what that chair is. I said one day, the letting go of the mind goes like this. If I tell you that that is not a pink pillow, that is a hat, and it's green, and it's that acceptance, it's that humility, and it's that deep surrender. It says, I really, how would I know what that was? How would I know? I will let God lead and tell me what everything is. I don't know a thing. I don't know anything. I don't know how to look on this world. I don't know how to look on anyone. Show me the way to love. I'm here to learn to love. I do not know what anything, including everything that's here, means. I don't know what it means. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who anyone is. What is the use of a name if all that name does is add to your presumption that this gives you information about them, when it is actually the letting go of all the information that you think you know about them or want to gather about them, that opens the door to really seeing the divine, seeing the light, seeing the beauty, embracing what is really here, which is the divine. If I don't know what anything is, including this moment, and then I don't know how to respond to it, that is the place of healing. By your alignment of, I don't know how to respond. You have just broken free for a moment from the habit of reaction out of what you think you know. If you are willing to accept that you don't know how to respond, then you are willing to be the happy learner and to let go of what you think you perceive. I don't know. Show me the way. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to anything. The Holy Spirit will show you, will teach you what is most helpful in response. But that takes a place of quietness, and it takes a place of trust, and it doesn't come instantly. It doesn't come with, like reaction comes with the ego. The ego is based on fastness. The ego is based on preempting what you think everything means. I know what you're thinking before you even say it because I can see it. I have already analyzed you. I have already judged your demeanor, your body signals, all of that. That's all your defense system. That's been honed only for the use of a defense. Whether it's the defense of I am in charge, I'm in control because I know, because I can see, or it's a more flagrant protection of, this is what I use to defend myself because I already know that you're judging me, rather than I'm the one who's judging everybody. That's all that the mind is doing, is judging. And you don't know anything. That's where the healing is. The learning of who is the divine. I want to meet the divine. I want to commune with the divine. The divine is right here. God isn't somewhere else. God is here. God is in the heart of every beloved, not in the identity, but in the heart. And that is where your learning is to see that divineness. To appreciate, to use appreciation for its only divine purpose, not for what beloveds do, or that you think that they're good guys, or that they contribute certain things, or that they're anything else that you can think of, but that you appreciate that they are the light of God. And you sink into that appreciation. The appreciation of being in this lifetime with the divine opportunity of healing that is here now, and that you are beginning to recognize your true purpose, your divine purpose of offering love and seeing the divine. Because as you see the divine in every beloved, you're recognizing the divine in you. That is how healing occurs. By going deep within, meeting the friend within, and seeing only the beloved expressed outwardly. Eventually the outward disappears because there's only one. But that's the journey. At the height of its glory, of the spring orchard, bursting into song about every beloved's destiny to burn with radiance. But the destiny to burn with radiance is up to you. You're already burning with radiance, but you're not aware of it. You're not aware of the radiance. And until you let go of the mind and what you think you know, you don't have access to that divine radiance. That radiance is nurtured by your willingness to open your heart undefended and know nothing. To be, to allow, to breathe, to commune with the divine, and to be available for the inspiration of what will serve. The servant of love, completely. Nothing personal to get, nothing personal to protect, nothing personal to prove, just offering love. And being willing to question what's running. What am I believing in? What is that thought for? Is it of love? Is it harmony? Am I allowing the Holy Spirit to lead the way? Am I allowing and asking and calling for healing? It takes a big leap of faith in the belief of bigness and smallness to surrender the mind into the hands of God. Take this mind and cleanse it of all false ideas that have been made up. Let only the truth be in my awareness. It's a leap of faith because it's a surrender of your identity and the belief that there is a need for protection, which keeps running until you finally deny that it has any validity. There is nothing to protect, nothing to defend. How many times do you have reactions of perceptions of situations? That you judge a situation with your own perception and you have a reaction coming from your own mind. And it comes through the energy bodies, but you've made it up. There's never anything actually happening. It's all the mind. Is there a fear of insanity? Yes. Is it insane? Yes. It's nothing to be feared. It's illusion, but it's not sane. It's made up. And the word insane is just a world word denoting that it's not reality. It's not love. It's not true at all. You are the light of God, whole and complete. That's the journey. The journey is the self, this capital S self-discovery within of your divine self that is already whole and complete. And it has nothing to do with the mind that is thinking it knows something. Nothing. But the mind is so tricky that you don't even know that you're thinking. Because it's just so habitual that the practice within the world is to stop and question, what is this thought for? Is this an assessment? Is this an opinion? Do I think I know something? Do I have conclusions about what I think I see? It's all to let go. It's all to surrender and accept. I will follow. I will follow, and I will learn the truth as I am taught the truth through every sacred teaching, through my willingness to take medicine of truth. To take the medicine of truth is to want correction from the truth. The correction will not come from your mind. The mind cannot correct. It just is more confusion. The correction comes from all sacred teachings and from opening to the divine and letting the true holy vision and direction open within you. But most of the time, it's a medicine that is needed, that comes from a sacred teaching. And when you take that medicine, so if you take the medicine that when I am upset, it is because I see something that is not there, there's no sway on this. It is medicine. It is like a chemotherapy, burning away the lies. When I am upset, it is because I see something that is not there. To accept that is to heal and to be stopped in your tracks of letting the mind run and have its way, because it's clear. I am not trusting this mind and what I think I see, because there's nothing here. And this upset or this disturbance, when you're not in joy, when you're not in harmony and peace, you're in disturbance. Mm-hmm. And when you're in disturbance, you're believing in something that's not there. And that is the calling to truth within you. That's when you join the truth and you accept that divine offering, that truth, into your heart, and you refuse to move on with your upset. You accept there's nothing there. There's nothing to be upset about, because there is nothing outside. It's only coming from this mind, and it means nothing. It's made up. That's the cutting through of the healing. The refusal to accept the lies. And the more that you live these sacred truths and you use these sacred truths and abide by them, they're your leader. They are your guide. I need a treatment. As soon as you have ideas of your own and you think you know something, it's time for a treatment. This is love. This is your love waking up that wants a treatment. Just as for any addiction, anyone who is in addiction recovery has that as their primary purpose, to stay sober. Well, this is the spiritual times 10,000. That everything is for that purpose of the truth, of the purpose, of your only purpose. That the truth is true. When I am upset, it is because I see something that is not there. It's not there. It doesn't matter what your eyes see. It doesn't matter what your emotional body reacts to. It doesn't matter what past reaction you're hooking on to. It's not there. That's where the healing is. That's just one treatment. But it's opening up your gifts of truth and using them all day long to bring you back to alignment, to wanting that alignment, to being in the journey of love, not with self-condemnation, not with self-judgment, not with self-assessment, but with surrender into the hands of God. I don't know anything. Show me the way. Show me the way. Because the entire journey is about communion and learning about communion and opening and stepping out of the belief that you are separate. When you open to the communion with God and you put your trust into the truth of God, you're opening, you're going past your small self concept of a separate self. There's no separate self. You open and you give your life to the divine. You say, lead me, show me. And then the me begins to disintegrate, begins to transform into light, and the self disappears. There's no loss. The light is here. You are the light. It's the willingness to open to your magnificence. The willingness to open to the magnificence of everything because you're one with everything. And you can't, while you have judgment and opinions, projecting, and then also having the self-hatred that is always running. There's no healing there. It's just the past, living in the past. And somehow magically thinking the future should be different. But it won't be because it's all based on the past. It's letting go of the past and surrendering the future into the hands of God. Letting every moment unfold in God's hands. Trusting the unfolding, that you don't know anything. You're not going to judge anything. You don't know how to look on anything. You don't know what anything is for. Nothing. Just allowing. I'm the light of God. I will there be light. And resting there, in God, in love, in the truth. Nothing to do. The call to love by the universe of love. Answering that call and returning home, where you really exist.